The entire foundation of Chrissy Lemene's world collapsed in real time, with no edits or cuts after everything just exploded. Cameron didn't hold back, and when Jim Jones heard it, he didn't argue or ask any questions. Chrissy Lemene didn't just break down, she was shattered. And the man behind it all, Cameron, left one chilling voicemail and an audio leak. Jim Jones, the man who supported her through cheating rumors, street fights, and TV drama, is doing away with her. According to sources, it isn't just because of the leak. It's also because it confirms a scandal that has been building for years. A betrayal that goes deeper than anyone could have imagined. And this isn't just reality TV anymore. You're about to hear the part they don't want going public, because once it's out, there's no turning back. Therefore, you're telling me that after everything they've been through, including the cheating rumors, reality TV therapy, public breakdowns, and the constant Instagram criticism, Chrissy Elkin is the most controversial hip-hop love story. Now, crying over a leaked video of Cameron and Jim Jones, who just got up and left as if he was finished with the entire damn story. Baby, what's happening behind closed doors, because this isn't just messy, it's radioactive. Let's not act like it's just another love and hip-hop meltdown. No, it's much bigger. We're talking about betrayal, secrets that were never supposed to be public knowledge, and a triangle that might not be real. Just be romantic. It could be dangerous. According to people close to the matter, a private video purportedly taken years ago has just surfaced, showing Cameron and Chrissy in what appears to be a very intimate setting. Candles are lit, whispers are being exchanged, and Jim Jones is nowhere to be seen. The timing of this leak is terrible. It coincides with Jim allegedly finalizing some sort of commitment to Chrissy, whether it's another proposal or a full-on elopement situation, depending on who you ask. And now he's abruptly left during a private dinner and hasn't returned any calls because friends are freaking out, her team is handling the damage, and Chrissy is in complete chaos. One insider told us that she hasn't stopped crying since the video went viral and didn't even know it existed. She's claiming it's not what it seems to have happened, but Jim saw it and said, "I can't do this anymore." Can you really blame him? The video is grainy and blurry, but the voices are clear and the chemistry is obvious. Chrissy's face is devastated, but it gets even wilder. Cameron hasn't denied it. In fact, he posted a mysterious tweet hours after the video began going viral. That tweet alone has started a digital firestorm, and people are wondering if this leak was actually an accident or if it was a calculated retaliation or a last-ditch effort to get attention. Because let's not forget, Cam and Jim haven't been close for a while. There is history, there is bad blood, and there are old wounds. Some even claim the Dipette fallout had a lot of hurt. More to do with Chrissy than either of them acknowledged. Could this video be the final piece of the puzzle, or is it the beginning of a new conflict? Let's go back to the early 2000s and see how Chrissy Lemene and Cameron Jim Jones lived their fast-paced, glamorous, and influential lives in Harlem. She was always there, first as Jim's girl, then as his ride or die, and finally as the person who held him down when no one else would. Although there were rumors back then that Chrissy wasn't always Jim's alone, fans noticed the tense side eyes in backstage footage and dubious remarks made in interviews. One fan even said on a mixtape, "Keep your chick close or she might end up with the ghost." At the time, people thought it was just bars, but now it sounds like prophecy. Chrissy became more than just a plus one when Love and Hip Hop entered the picture. She was a main character, a fire starter, and the emotional center of that entire empire. Remember when she proposed to Jim on national television? It wasn't just romantic, it was history. A woman taking charge, defying expectations, and demanding commitment. But it was also the result of years of suffering, feeling abandoned, unsupported, and pushed aside. Now it's like all that. Strength, all of that work just blew up in her face with one leak. But this is where things get sinister, according to a confirmed source from a Love and Hip Hop production team. There were scenes on unseen tapes that never aired where Chrissy allegedly alluded to a deeper connection with Cam, and there were things she said that didn't make it to air. The source claimed that she became upset and felt abandoned by everyone. In that group, there was only one person she didn't name, but we all knew who she was referring to. What if Cameron wasn't just the friend who supported her? Jim has been eerily quiet. No tweets, no Instagram stories, which is unsettling for someone as outspoken and reactive as Jim. Some claim he's hiding in Miami, while others believe he's lawyering up. In any case, his silence is loud, and fans, they are analyzing every frame of the leaked video as if it were the Zapruder movie, slowing it down, enhancing the audio, and comparing tattoos to old pictures. The internet has turned into a massive crime lab, and the verdict is still not favorable for Chrissy. It's not just the footage, though, it's also the timing. Just last week, she was on a podcast discussing second chances, trust, and how she was finally ready to start a family. She said, "Jim and I are stronger than we've ever been." Who would have thought that? And then wake up to this. The betrayal isn't just personal, it's public, and the streets are buzzing with hashtags like Chrissy cheated, Cam got receipts, free Jim Jones, which incidentally makes no sense but is trending anyhow. But wait, there's more. A DM is allegedly, "What? If I told you Jim's girl was mine?" was sent months ago from Cam's burner account to a well-known gossip page. At the time, it was laughed off and deleted, but now it's being screenshotted, reposted, and dissected like gospel, and everyone is wondering if it's a slow-burning plot or a time bomb that would explode when it hurt the most. Mona Scott Young is probably laughing while drinking tea. There is a theory that the entire scandal was scripted for clicks, contracts, and power, but if that is the case, someone forgot to tell Chrissy that her tears are real and her breakdown is genuine. Multiple eyewitnesses claim she had a full panic attack during a meeting. Planning the reunion episode of a lifetime is the kind of drama you can't write, but maybe you can, and maybe someone did. Shouting, shivering, and hyperventilating, "I didn't do this." And if that's acting, give her an Oscar. Chrissy was frozen. The silence between them was like thunder, and every breath she took sounded like treachery reverberating off the walls. Her knees went weak, and she sat at the edge of the velvet couch, silently clutching her phone as if it had literally killed her dreams. Fans quickly analyzed every word in Cameron's messy nuclear video, which included purported voicemail recordings from years ago in which Chrissy, in a heated voice, seemed to regret ever being loyal to Jim. And worse, she hinted at a backup plan that had been in place all along. The audio tone even matched Chrissy's previous clips on Love and Hip Hop. Internet detectives, they were working overtime. To make matters worse, Cameron posted it with a message that sent everyone into a frenzy. The comment section exploded, and Chrissy was plotting the entire time. Jim had been faithful to the wrong person, and Cam always claimed they were fake. Now that he had proof that it wasn't just rumors and gossip anymore, insiders said that Jim was being assassinated in 4K. Jones drove away from their house in a black SUV with tinted windows, his face expressionless. He didn't text Chrissy or say anything since the video ended, and the silence was louder than a scream. Then, in yet another shocking revelation, a blog that leaks dubious receipts shared a screenshot of what they claimed. There was a purported old text exchange between Chrissy and Cameron in which Chrissy remarked, "If this goes left, I know you got me. You always had me." Cam replied using a cunning emoji, "I got you like I always did. They just don't know." People started wondering right away if Chrissy and Cam were having a hidden affair. At this stage, the blogs weren't just reporting, they were also reloading gossip channels and setting up exclusive interviews with alleged friends of the couple. One anonymous source, posing as a hairstylist for Chrissy's friend circle, revealed information in a now viral TikTok, so let's just say I've known something wasn't right. The industry began to react when Mona Scott, executive producer of Love and Hip Hop, posted a cryptic message with some truths. Then came what? Chrissy used to laugh when Cam's name was mentioned, as if he wasn't her man's op. Chrissy stayed completely silent on social media, and Jim Jones unfollowed both Chrissy and Cameron on Instagram. A resurfaced 2007 photo of Chrissy and Cameron in an intimate backstage scene with Cam's hand resting low on Chrissy's waist and her face too close to his ear appeared to be unquestionable proof. Although the photo had been disregarded in the past, it was now being used as the last piece of the puzzle, and even celebrities began to weigh in. For example, Yandandi Smith posted a dubious tweet in which he claimed that karma always wins out. Remy Ma commented on a blog post that said, "Don't act brand new when the receipts were always there." The backlash wasn't just digital. It was also financial, as several brands Chrissy had partnerships with began to distance themselves from her. One jewelry line canceled her upcoming campaign, Another luxury wig brand she recently promoted archived all of her collaboration posts. And another gym, according to sources close to the rapper, has been in Miami completely off the grid, with no studio sessions or public appearances, not even spotted at his usual cigar lounge. On day 4 of the public scandal, a fan posted a blurry photo of him at a South Beach hotel, and his expression looked exhausted, as if he had been betrayed on every level. She was losing deals by the hour despite her evasive statement about sticking to his principles and trust. While Chrissy was once thought of as the ride-or-die character, fans began to view her as a mastermind, and memes with titles like Plot Twist Queen and The Real Reason Jim Never Married Her appeared. The drama was going into uncharted territory, and Cameron hinted at releasing a second leak involving paperwork that would wrap up the story. But Chrissy was still silent and nowhere to be found. The internet added 10 more layers to the conspiracy every minute she remained silent, and just when things were getting out of hand, a new rumor began to circulate that Chrissy may have been the one who persuaded Jim to sever his relationship. With Cam in the first place, sowing the seeds of suspicion years egg control the narrative and safeguard her own secrets. The question now wasn't whether Chrissy was guilty, but rather how much of Chrissy's name was trending for the 6th day in a row on gossip pages, reaction videos, podcasts, and even late-night talk shows. But while the world feasted on the fallout, behind closed doors, Chrissy was cracking like never before. By this point, Jim's life had been manipulated by her lies, and it wasn't just a scandal, it was a cinematic disaster. Chrissy was allegedly locked up in a remote Hamptons estate, avoiding the media, and even cutting off contact with her closest friends. One anonymous stylist revealed to a gossip website that she isn't responding to anyone, not even her mother, and she is crying all day. The house has a dark atmosphere, with broken glass all over the floor and makeup smeared on her sheets. A week after the initial leak, Cam returned to Instagram with a second live stream, this time teasing a document folder called The Final Straw PDF. The man didn't say anything for the first 30 seconds, just stared into the camera and nodded, as thousands of viewers flooded the chat with, "Drop it and finish her." The public showed no mercy and were hungry for more, and Cameron knew exactly how to deliver. Then he said, "You all wanted answers, so say less. Let me tell you why Jim stopped believing in Team, why Dipset failed, and why loyalty is a farce in this business." He displayed 2 old and grainy pictures, but what they seemed to depict drove social media into a complete meltdown. One of them was of Chrissy sitting. A time-stamped security camera screenshot shows a mystery man at a dimly lit lounge with his arm draped over her shoulder. Chrissy's eyes are closed, and she smiles. 5 minutes later, the mystery man enters the hotel room, and Chrissy follows him. The cam didn't reveal the man's name, but Twitter did. And within an hour, Chark Mystery Man was trending with rumors about who it was. Some people even claimed it was a well-known executive, and the others in the music industry conjectured that it was a rival rapper who had formerly disparaged Jim Jones in a song from 2015. Then, the most outrageous hypothesis was that it was an A-list actress who had been close to Chrissy while she was in Music LA, and that she supposedly wanted half of his business, Music. A third anonymous source, claiming to be a former assistant of Mona Scott, released a recorded voice note in which a woman who sounded uncannily similar to Chrissy is heard saying, "Cam knows too much. I told him to never say a word. If he flips, I'm done. Jim will leave me for real this time." It didn't matter what was true. The damage had already been done, and the story had already been rewritten. The voice wasn't verified, but no one seemed to care. The video went viral, making headlines, as Chrissy's last admission garnered over 3,000 comments on Reddit in less than 2 hours. Fans then started creating full-length documentaries detailing Chrissy's alleged manipulation techniques over the years, while Jim Jones made a comeback in New York, performed a solo at a club show that he had been booked for months in advance. But instead of rapping or performing, he stood in the VIP area with his arms crossed and a drink in hand as the DJ played Dipset classics. When We Fly High came on, the crowd began chanting, "Chrissy F. Chrissy and Jim," and he remained silent, closing his eyes. Some people said he appeared to be praying, while others said he appeared to be reliving every lie in slow motion. Bakshiu? At Chrissy's hiding place, reports stated that friends were keeping a close eye on her after a panic attack almost sent her to the emergency room. According to a nurse who spoke to a tabloid anonymously, her blood pressure dangerously spiked, making it difficult for her to breathe, and she kept saying, "He hates me. He'll never forgive me. It's over." For someone who formerly confidently navigated the most dangerous circles in New York, the gym's outspoken, unfiltered mother, known for telling it like it is, went live on Facebook and pulled Chrissy by her weave, both verbally and emotionally. "I've been told that she wasn't right, and you've called me a hater," as if I didn't peep the surface. The collapse was nearly unrecognizable, and just when the public thought it couldn't get any more toxic, a fourth party entered the mess: Mama Jones. It was the last nail in Chrissy's public image as the ride-or-die turned backstabber. The woman who waited 20 years for a ring suddenly looked like the reason she never got one, and with all that smoke, guess who reappeared? Savage Mama Jones was right all along when she tried to protect her son, and you guys clowned her. Don't miss it. It's game time, so this wasn't just about betrayal. It was about rebranding history. In a leaked email that a dubious media outlet was able to obtain, Mona Scott allegedly planned to re-edit and re-release old Love and Hip Hop footage with new context. According to an unnamed editor, she wanted to drop scandal-cut stuff they couldn't air back then. Ties with Chrissy. They were suing one fashion collaboration on the grounds of image damage, demanding their $60,000 advance back. Another partnership filed to prevent Chrissy from claiming to be their ambassador. While Chrissy was still missing, someone close to her allegedly attempted to contact Jim with a handwritten letter that leaked to the Shade Room. The letter read, "I don't want forgiveness. I want the truth to stop being weaponized. I wasn't perfect, but I never meant to destroy you. I loved you even when I lost myself." Was it real or fake? Only half of the fans sympathized with her breakdown, while the other half said, "Too late." Jim, who had stood by her side through thick and thin, was seen days later without his engagement ring. He was now out there alone and focused on himself. Record labels and streaming services have already approached him to give his side of the story in a full-length documentary series, and Chrissy is still hiding in silent while Cameron continues to trot. He posted one final meme with the caption, "Love doesn't pay attention." And with that, the internet crowned Cam the king of petty, Jim the victim, and Chrissy the plan of treachery with no regrets, no resolution.